Alright, so 2 minute Tanya tidbit for today. So yesterday's Tanya, we established that the idea of a Beinoni is a person who has never done a sin before in his life. That's even a small sin, even something rabbinical, for sure something which is from the actual Torah, like wasting time of learning, is for sure someone who's not considered a Beinoni. That's someone called a Rasha. If so, starts Al in today's Tanya, what is the expression that we find that sometimes people refer to someone who has a majority of rights? Someone called it tzaddik, someone who's half-half called a Beinoni. So Al says that's a borrowed term which we use. We use that when it comes to a court case. When it comes to judgment, you see that the guy who has more rights is called a tzaddik, and the guy who has half-half is called a Beinoni. And obviously the person with less is called a rasha. But when we're talking about who a Beinoni or a tzaddik really is, it's a much higher thing. And a Beinoni is someone who has no sins at all. If so, what's a tzaddik? So the Gemara explains that the idea of a tzaddik is explained by David HaMelech. That David HaMelech, King David said, Libi chalal bekirbi, that my heart is hollow within me. As the Gemara explains over there, that he killed his Yetzer Hara, he killed his evil inclination through fasting. And that's the idea of a tzaddik. A tzaddik is someone who has no bad within him at all. He totally got rid of it either through fasting or other ways where he totally refined himself. And that's someone who didn't reach this level. Even if he's majority of merits and he's a very good guy, if he still has any bad within him, he's not called a tzaddik at all. That's the end of the idea of who the Beinoni is for now. Now we're going to start to explain within every single person he has two souls. Every Jew has a good soul, an evil, positive inclination, as well as an evil inclination. The animal soul and the godly soul. In this Tanya, we're going to speak about the animal soul. And we start to explain that the animal soul, just like there's 4 elements in the world, also there are 4 elements within the animal soul. There's the element of fire, which is the idea of heat, passion. And that's like the idea of anger, or being upset, or haughty. That comes from the fire element. Then there's the idea of water. Water is something which makes all enjoyable things grow. And that's the idea of lust, of enjoyment that a person has. Then there's the idea of hot air. Air is something which blows. It's nothing, no existence to it. That's like the idea of someone who wastes time. They're just full of talking about nothingness or being into your own hair and vanity. That's called hot air. And then there's something called earth, which is something heavy that draws you down. That's like laziness or heaviness, which is the idea of someone sad or lazy. Now, these ideas also have good things within them. The animal soul also has good traits within them, which is the natural traits which a person has of being a merciful person or being someone who's kind, which is a natural trait which every Jew has. And the reason for this is that a Jew has these traits is because this comes from nega, which nega, the klipa, which is in between, has also good within it. And therefore it also comes good character traits within a Jewish animal soul. However, the animal soul of a not Jew doesn't come from the same place. They come from a place which is totally not good, and therefore anything which a not Jew does cannot be selfless, and even things that they do, which seem to be kind, is really for themselves, like the Gemara explains to us. See you next time.